into play. Likely to see Thrall again coming out from Wiz. Very likely he has been picking Thrall on this map almost every time. So, but I really liked his Tyrael and ETC pickup at the very last. The brain seems to be working a lot better. Maybe he also got some energy drinks, as I also did.
Could be. I just opened mine, so I'm ready. But you know, when you look at how Sky Temple just played out, it seems to be BlossoM is really coordinated in terms of globals right now.
That's right.
The funny thing is, Sky Temple wasn't their map, and they also picked into the Tomb of the Spider Queen map, which is the least global map in the pool. So for them to you know, have this map chosen against them now, or to choose it now, I feel like it's them showing like an alteration, an adaptation, and they want to take control of the globals once more in this draft, you have to imagine. So we'll see if GG even considers first picking Falstad or removing him right away.
Yeah, talking about adaptation, Dehaka will be the top, very important pick on the top lane. As GG took it last time, but didn't really fully use his potentials of having a team fight. Whenever Dehaka came into the team fight, they already started to retreat from the fight, and BlossoM just took over their advantage on top. And maybe GG should go around, try to take ban out Zarya and try to take Falstad themselves.
Well, Zarya will be banned, actually. A while since we've seen the first ban, Zarya. Task banned, so we're not going to see Vala as the first pick here for GG, but I imagine it's going to be Falstad instead, if they know what's good for them in terms of globals. Alternatively, we see the first pick Malfurion for flexibility and strong sustain for mana in the 4-man rotation. But I really would like to see the Falstad because BlossoM dominated.
Okay, I like this pick already. Instead of if they pick Malfurion and if BlossoM goes something like the casual Valario, there's no really point of having the first pick Malfurion when the enemy is going to have an Ariel anyhow. So rather having that, Falstad seems to be a lot better from what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
right
why even pick first pick if you're gonna draft like that? You might as well just pick the map. So Ragnaros and Zeratul, so looks like they wanted to make sure No Chat had a hero to play that he was comfortable on in this first rotation, because again, the Zarya ban coming out and the Falstad pick limits his hero pool, and they're going to double global. So it's completely controlled now by GG with Dehaka and Falstad. Malfurion coming in as top tier support. So they have the best support in the game. They have globals fully unlock. And for BlossoM right now, what do you even ban? I suppose you could ban a warrior and take what's left.
Also try to ban out one of the heroes that's going to siege out on the bottom lane, unless BlossoM is going to take it on the later rotations of pick. Getting out Sergeant Hammer or Tychus. Whichever way they are planning on. The other ways that they have not planned on should be banned. Likely to be Tychus coming out from BlossoM.
Yeah, I think that's a good way. Alternatively, Li Ming, but it is the Tychus. So for GG now, they could even ban the ETC just to make sure there's no way BlossoM has any global rotation. The Vala ban is the obvious one going into the Valario. Well, there's no secondary support with both Zarya and Tastar removed, so I'm not as scared of the Vala, but they feel this is the best choice to eliminate most of the damage, which pushes BlossoM into likely the Sergeant Hammer pick.
Yeah, with Hammer, and they can have a solo Ragnaros on top, Zeratul just roaming up and down, and just having that strong siege push on the bottom lane. I think that's all they need with a tank and a support.
Question is, who's it going to end up playing the Zeratul in this game? Because Wiz has played it mostly, but
No Chat can play anything. I think he has played more heroes than anyone else in HGC Korea.
I think that's probably what's going to happen, but just looking at his hero pool, he has not played the hero yet, so that's a bit scary to play your first career game of Zeratul in a situation like this. It's still obviously a high chance. He could play the Ragnaros, which he's played more games of, 3 currently in HGC Korea. Diablo Hammer. So going down that CC route. A lot of Diablo tonight.
And I know a lot of people are waiting for the Lady Diablo, the Diablo. Sergeant Hammer just having the support left. They're going to have a lot of siege potential. And Greymane coming in. Is this going to be Tyrael?
I think so.
Finishing up Tempest-style drafting here.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Other alternatives could be the ETC. He's going to give you, I mean, the ultimate global, but we make him a little bit stronger in the early game. I feel like that's their weakness right now in the 4-man rotation. They'll have the strong solo laner in Dahaka in the early game, but I would like the Tyrael. I think it's better. You're not really afraid of anything with the Tyrael.
But I think they're just concerned about the Void Prison, which we mentioned just can top on the Sing. So just at the last second, they're thinking carefully before they actually pick one. Could be Arthas coming in also.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice. It's going to be the ETC. I like this. This is basically plugs the final hole of the draft of, okay, our early game is weak. We could fall down to Diablo. The ETC could give you really strong counter engages against Diablo. Could give you some strong gank potential, which you've seen No Chat's top laning, if he's going to be on the Ragnaros here, which he likely will be, could be a bit full of holes and gets threatened oftentimes up there, so has made some mistakes. Karzim will be the hero of choice for Scarlet, the second most picked at now 6 games. Both drafts are strong. I feel there's a little bit of limitation in damage and globals, though, for BlossoM. I like GG's better, especially with the ETC pickup. I think that Diablo is going to really have to pull his weight. Well, this may be GG going to the match point. Let's jump into game number 3. We're tied 1-1 as we go into Dragonshire. In blue, good game. BDG on Greymane, Jaehyun on Malfurion, good on Dahaka, Hooligan on ETC, and Ujay on Bostad.
And red, BlossoM, Scarlet on Karzim, Tutu on Sergeant Hammer, Wiz on Zerto, Judy on Diablo, and No Chat on Ragnaros.
Once again, Ujay on his Season Marksman Falstad. We'll see if he can get an insanely quick quest completion. Takes 40 stacks in order to get that. 12-20 last time. Ooh, BDG super aggressive positioning here. That's giving Diablo all the power. And Hooligan's not able to find a good power slide target. They still get away. Could have been a bad situation there, but good disengage by GG. BDG's going to commit again. They want that slide onto Dudu, but he does use his thrusters to escape. And a fairly even exchange at the level 1s. BlossoM getting a slight edge in terms of trading, I'd say. Not a massive one.
Like this feedback and drafting style of GG. Hold on to that thought. Power slide coming in for Judy. Judy gaining very low. Does get healed from Scarlet at the last second.
If they didn't pick the ETC, if they picked a Tyrael here, this sort of attempting to gank, these pick attempts would just not even be possible. And right now, GG would have to sit back and passively kind of take what comes their way. But with this aggressive ETC pick, this early game is suddenly one where they can look for these picks. And they're not as worried about the Diablo. If Diablo attempts to run in and get the stun, they can punish that. They have an answer for that.
Yep. Also, having Tyrael will actually give them too many solo laners on top. So I think ETC was a better option at the end. But I like the choice. They actually can go triple global here with the Haka, ETC stage dive, and Falstad's flight.
Yeah, and you have to wonder if they will, because there's not a ton of interrupts on the side of BlossoM. The interrupts they do have are risky to stop the mosh pit. So I feel like, depending on how this game goes, if they have total control over the map and they're winning all the shrine phases, I feel like they'll probably go with mosh pit if they don't feel that the last global is necessary. But they have that flexibility, which is another power that ETC grants them. Wiz here, just going to try to use his blink to escape. Doesn't actually need it. Hooligan doesn't commit either. I like how safe Hooligan is with his rotations. He doesn't just blind power slide. He only power slides when he's pretty sure he's going to get the kill.
Yeah. And also GG with all those globals, they're leading EXP just by a small bit. Never mind, BlossoM just gained a little bit more EXP as I was talking. And ETC, of course, using that power to rotate up and down, has to make those rotational plays. But GG should be the one leading EXP, but not yet. And BlossoM is looking for level 10. That's what they need. They need that big wombo combos to actually hit the take those kills, and GG, knowing that, has to take the lead right now, but which they cannot make it work so far.
Yeah, here comes the rotation in from Wujie though. Judy taking a lot of damage. There's the big follow-up. It's a 5-man for the kill. Huge commitment of resources for this. It's going to cost them EXP. They're going to rotate down. They didn't lose too much. And they're going to control only the bot shrine as Sulfurous Hungers does complete. Was just soaking the extra mid minions that were nearly missed there for BlossoM. But yeah, now this pressure is even on to the turrets here. And look at this. The top lane, we're going to see Dahaka go in and channel. This is going to be potentially a unleash attempt coming out here for GG. No Chat actually already used most of his abilities, so Wujie's just going to try to clear this. They lose bot for the time being. Hooligan always in good position to force this. We could see Wujie come in for the fly. Wujie is always ready to come in when Hooligan gets a big stunner. They're looking for this big root. It's actually going to be the double commitment here with Good coming in as well with the brush dog. It's a lot of global used, so they're looking for a pick. They need to make this happen. But Good having so many eels on him, he's just going to recover everything. They will win this exchange. But no Chat's in the top lane. He takes this with the 5-man rotations we're seeing. They're very expensive in terms of map control, and with getting no kills here, I feel like this is actually a win for BlossoM.
Of course, I have to agree with you. It was a 4v5 fight, and at the end, BlossoM was also very low, but here comes, not No Chat, I keep on saying No Chat on Falstead, but it's Wujie this time on GG. And they can actually channel this. I don't think they can, and they will get the first Dragon Knight.
Well played. So 7-7 now. In terms of EXP, the lead for BlossoM is going to get much bigger here in terms of EXP. They were slightly ahead for most of that. Now they're going to be massively ahead.
And this looks quite troublesome for GG, because they should be the one taking the lead and holding on to the globals and having the Dragon Knight instead.
You would feel like with no kills for BlossoM, 0, there should never be a world in which the Dragon Knight is taken away from a team that has 2 globals. And it's because they're using their globals aggressively for picks with the ETC and the Malfurion roots. But BlossoM's disengages have been really good, and they've got extra soaking, extra pushing. They even got a Dragon Knight. They only get a wall from this. But it's a beginning of a larger lead. Wiz really wants to harass on this one, but as soon as he sees Wujie, he gets out of there. Good, gonna go up here for the faster soak. But BlossoM is halfway to level 10. They want to keep it that way. They're going to take these Siege Giants. This is actually a good move by GG. We'll see how much they commit globally. Already we see the Brush Stalker coming in for good. This time they get the kill, and they will get the steal. This is the coordination they need. These are the types of commitments to globals I like to see. Only one commitment there too, instead of the double that we've been seeing fail actually. So that's how you want it to work if you're GG.
And that timing was crucial for BlossoM. They were about to hit level 10 if they were able to get camp. They could have rotated so much better with 5 men. But without Charism available right now, GG actually caught up all the way to EXP. They also hit level 10 just now.
Hooligan in an aggressive position right now to look for another power slide. BlossoM spots it out. We're going to look for that APOC Void Prison combo. It is going to be Mosh. We expected to see it. There's just not a ton of interrupts. You can't interrupt with, you know, the APOC, for example, without you're really reaching. And if Judy gets stunned, that's going to be an issue. They're going to really commit to this. Hooligan goes all the way to the back line as we see a big gust. The APOC comes up here. Wiz doing some serious damage. Knocks Hooligan out of the fight immediately. Good. Does not have enough healing, it looks like, to survive. We see a huge silence go out. BDG goes in. Nearly turns the fight around himself. It actually ends up being a 2-for-2. That was a crazy good fight on both sides. It's actually kind of a bonus now for Hooligan. He didn't attempt to mosh because he's going to have that available when he respawns.
First, I was doubting that Falstad did not use the Gust when the camp was about to be taken. He could have come down a little bit earlier, or he could have just used it a little bit earlier and took the camp themselves. Not really having that, even not having that, they really changed the teamfight with that big Twilight and Greymane coming in at the perfect timing.
Look at the situation now, though. I mean, when you have a tied 2-2 situation, you have the global presence of Falstad, you have Dehaka, they're getting more soak, and they're already back in lane right after the fight. It's taking BlossoM a lot longer to get back in there. Lucan with a super aggressive power slide here actually nearly pays with it with his life. We'll get healed up here. Jaehyun is on the case. That was a scary commitment.
But this is not the timing that BlossoM wants to fight. They are missing the Void Prison, APOC. They're basically missing everything except for the Palm, and that's where their power spike really comes in. Their Wombo combo, they have to really nail that into GG to win the team fight, which they haven't been doing for now.
Ooh, Judy stayed perhaps a bit too long here. Hooligan did get interrupted with his first power slide. He's gonna get the mosh off here now, though. Judy does not lodge the APOC. There's a silence to follow this up, and this looks disastrous. Look at the Gust to even make sure they get the kill. Once this Void expires, they might jump in. Nope, BDG is going to disengage back into human form. They get the wall. They have the 13 talent advantage now. Mosh very well used. And this could be the beginning of the first Dragon Knight for GG. So they're even going to commit further now to this fort. GG is really heavily committing resources for picks. You know, the 4-mans, the 5-mans. With their globals, I feel like they don't need to do this. Gonna get the second shrine. Gonna rotate down for the Unleash. Good bomb here, self-wise on Scarlet. I'm not entirely sure if they have a flight to go straight up to the mid to grab that Dragon Knight. Looks like Good's already there with a brush stock. Voodoo's playing with fire, quite literally, with the napalm denies here. And here's the big rotation up. No Chat does not want to be this far out.
Yep, though we're present to use offensively or defensively. APOC does connect on a few targets. Smash misses on the ground. And Judy is the next one to blow up.
Hooligan survives, and this is 2 for none. Huge commitment to deny this channel. We're going to get the Dragon Knight and 2 picks, which makes the Dragon Knight much more powerful than it would have been initially. And they're going to get a wall with this. The bot wall is already down. They may even commit resources to the mid-fort here. I think it's a pretty reasonable choice. BDG is going deep. Scarlet should be able to dash away. They're doing a good job of buying time here. Good's actually attacking heroes more than he's attacking the structures, so they don't take too much damage. They don't lose that mid-fort. The Wiz is going to get the majority of this soaked in the top lane. So all things considered, this wasn't horrible for BlossoM. Still 45 seconds for APOC, 30 for Sephiroth for an engage after this Dragon Knight.
BlossoM, it feels BlossoM is very rushed. There's that Molten Core. They want to get some damage off. Ice Block is used on Jaehyun.
Okay. Molten Core going to do a lot of damage to make sure this fort does survive. It's on a long cooldown.
They were also trying to buy time because they want to have the perfect combo. It kept up missing. They were using one Void Prison, and then the next fight, the Void Prison was on cooldown. They used the APOC, and then the next one, APOC was on cooldown. So they were trying to reset everything, like the spawn timers.
Exactly. Oh boy.
Now
Void Prison here is really good. That's the combo we're looking for. The Gust here for the disengaged attempt. It does actually trap Ragnaros in there. They're going to turn this fight around. It's actually a 2 for 3 right now, but it's going to be potentially a wipe if Dudu gets caught by the tongue. Getting hit here by this Dark Swarm. Wants to get behind the minions. Here's the burrow chase. The tongue comes in. Actually, no one for the follow-up, but I don't know if it'll be needed. Actually, turns out it was. Oh. Okay. I had to Korean commentary that one.
Yeah, you have that inside you, I know. ETC really didn't put off any crazy mosh pits, but that Twilight Dream, really. That's why Malfurion is just on top right now. Top support. If Malfurion is available, even if Malfurion is level 5 on you guys, just pick him. Just pick him. One of the best supports right now.
When you look at the comp actually too, the only hero that's able to really do anything while silenced is Sergeant Hammer. Even she is limited in her ability to escape. Everything else is so reliant on abilities. The silence is super powerful against this composition. It's powerful against almost all, but it can really ruin what BlossoM is trying to do. Even when they hit their combo there, they only got the 1 pick. So they're going to go ahead and take their Knights. We're going to see GG do the same. It's actually good for BlossoM because they can take this time while they have all 3 keeps up to hit 16 for this next Shrine phase. So things looking decent for BlossoM in terms of coming back and defending this Dragon Knight. Actually, it looks like they did not get into position in time. Sadly, you can see Zeratul in the top lane did not contest. It was a bit too late. Well, they have the Knights to help pressure the top lane. They did a good job on the defense last time. You can imagine that they will do it well here. 13 minutes for the seasoned marksman stacks to finish. So he's going to have more attack speed, and he's obviously built up quite a bit of damage with this. GG isn't really committing too much to this Dragon Knight. They're kind of just looking for small advantages, helping to win the mercenary trade in the top lane and push onto that fort. Good is soaking the bot lane, so they're looking for 20. Just these small things.
Charism, of course. You see this talent a lot, 6 cents at 13 to get some armor when he's rooted. We even saw him using Palm on himself once. Maybe that made it, led it to that choice of talent.
An interesting talent name. He's like, oh, I have this secret knowledge that I'm going to have armor suddenly.
Oh.
Nice gust for the disengage here. The APOC is going to only hit 1. Good ice block here from Jaehyun.
Insane ice block that just cancels all the damage, and Twilight Dream just making them disengage. In ETC cannot join the time fight for a long time. No stage dive available, but is running.
So a lot of resources burned on both sides. The silence definitely helped them escape. You can see when there's a silence, there's no blink, there's no activatables. Zeratul can't go for the chase and dismount people and get those kills. So expensive on both sides here. Mosh still being available is kind of a nice tool for GG. They're closing in on 20, slowly but steadily. This Nightcap is going to give them some extra pressure here. There's not a lot of objectives on the map. The only one open right now is actually the Siege Camp on blue side. Doesn't even worth committing to right now. They want to get a pick. They want to secure 20 and start pushing down that keep when they have that massive Storm Talent advantage. Ooh, look at the lockdown here on the Hooligan, though. He gets a good power slide, but it's not enough. So Furious is also committed to, and it didn't do much. BDG just narrowly survives right now. It's advantage GG right now, up a man. BDG still alive. Does finally go down here. No Chat trying to hold his own. Oh, this is going to be a wipe.
And GG just hit 20 in the midst of all that. BlossoM feel like they really have to wait for their Wamba combo.
Yeah,
unless that happens, it's really hard for them to win the team fight. Of course they can. There are other ways, but it's a lot. Of course, so much harder.
You want to use the best tools possible, right? And their heroic usage has been very disjointed in many of these fights. You know, the smash used basically wasted in that last fight. Coming back on cooldown now, everything's up and available, but yeah, the coordination could be better. Leaves some to be desired. ETC is obviously going to hide his level 20 because he wants to be able to make the most of it. ETC has one of the largest and variable level 20s, so he can go into even Storm Shield in order to help finish off the game if that's necessary.
Oh, and Sergeant Hammer is coming. APOC does connect, and that will actually...
I suppose that scouting drone was just not in position to see. This is going to be...
Oh my goodness.
It's going to be about the tongue. The tongue's too late. Wiz should be able to escape. Wow, 2 huge picks for BlossoM right now. It's such a dire situation for them. Looking for that 20. And get this whole huge mid-wave, and this fort should secure 20 for them. Not entirely sure why we had the Malfurion standing there. We're going to see this commitment onto No Chat here with the Mosh, with the Bolt. So he does lock in Bolt for the 1 pick. And this game is suddenly getting all over the place. 20's up for BlossoM. See Diablo who picks his Bolt, the rewind for Zera. Nexus Frenzy. Everything you'd expect to see.
This game is going everywhere right now.
Certainly is. I mean, staggered respawns like crazy right now for the 2 teams. With that pick onto No Chat, it's going to be impossible for BlossoM to get this channel if GG just commits right now to denying with cocktails. Yep. Even Dudu drops a napalm to check. Even with no scout in the bush, he's like, this is too risky. Okay, once again down here in the bot, we're going to see this 1v1. This time, The rotation down from BDG. He does bolt out of there. He will escape. They're on the chase.
Oh, that flight was not the best flight.
Just off the edge.
Maybe he didn't have the range for the best place to actually land. And also Epiphany coming out from Kerosene, not the most.
Yeah, I didn't expect that one. That's the weirder one.
You also
I had to use my magnifying glass to make sure that was what that was.
Also get dashes off. Extra charges of dash from it.
Okay, Wiz, this Dragon Knight is totally worthless. He walked back after he initially had it because his team wasn't in position for anything.
Multicore is used, trying to get some damage onto Good. And Malfurion is charged away from the team fight. Polygon even he has to use the bolt to disengage.
Wiz really wants something here. He goes for the Void. They have APOC. Look at the silence, though. Not getting the APOC off if he can't cast it. Look at the heals coming on to Wu-Jay, too. He does barely survive, along with Hooligan. The power slide into the root here. Good is just trying to make sure everybody gets out safe. So many near misses there for BlossoM. They were so close. The silence, once again, is everything as these catapults start to hit the core. Someone's going to have to go back and deal with that as the third one approaches. No Chat is currently soloing the night camp. But everything resets here. APOC still being available is quite a nice thing for BlossoM. Remember, it's all about the pairing that you're talking about. I want to see them wait. Even if they have to wait 60 more seconds, they need to use it with the Void Prison.
Yes.
It's so powerful if they use it that way. If they don't, it's easily avoidable.
That's so true. They really have to wait for the last team fight. They only have to wait one more, and that will be game. They just have to rush for that bottom lane, and that will be it. And Polygon is caught for the moment. Does not have Blink available for that Mosh. Mosh is actually on cooldown for 5 more seconds.
Great palm here onto Wiz. But can they turn this around? 30 seconds on Void. Huge gust. Coming up, Judy's just going to commit to the APOC. Trying to lock it in with his own stun onto Good, but it's not good enough. Hooligan comes in with another bolt. Mosh comes in afterwards as well. And this will likely be the Mosh that wins them the game. Scarlet gets a kill on his way out, but he goes down. Only Hooligan dies. Judy will go down. I'm not sure if he has souls or not, but it won't matter either way with him being the only one alive. He does have the souls, but this is going to be game. They commit to the core. Silence coming up here to try to get the kill onto Wiz. They're just going to knock the core down. Void buys some time here. But they just don't have enough. Wiz is going to fall.
Finds himself in the danger zone, and I don't think he had the rebind available, so he couldn't blink away. Judy's just trying to get the catapult away, but there's just too much damage coming out from GG. Looks like we're going to game number 4 with 2-1, GG leading on the score.
Hooligan, absolutely the MVP of that game. Power sliding in to get stunned to secure teamfight wins when at less than 5% health. His bolt into the power slide and Mosh, he had less than 10% health. He had faith that his teammates would allow this to happen. He had confidence that he could come in there and get that multi-match.